Welcome to Humpdays,
Welcome back, Humpers.
our happy little humpers.
We've had even more of you join us, which is so exciting.
Yeah, it's been awesome just seeing this channel grow and watching you guys enjoy what we talk about. It's been a lot of fun. We're getting a lot of good feedback.
We're excited for y'all to hang out with us
And
every
our-
Wednesday and our crazy doodle today. Our doodle, we've tried to rein him in, but it's not going to
Yeah.
happen.
What's the most annoying thing he does? Because he's obviously beautiful and like we love so much about him, but like what is the one thing you could change about him?
He licks too much.
He does lick too much. Like,
Takes him he's instant friends, which is so nice
Yeah.
with anyone he meets, but then he licks them and it's just too intimate of
Yeah.
a move too quickly.
He doesn't know
for a
what's
dog.
totes and apropes. Like there's a couple times where like you've bent down in front of him and he just got a little lick in there.
He has licked in there. It to be. I've heard now that in the first 10 minutes of episodes we can't have any swearing or anything because it risks being demonetized. So I'm not going to say the word. But he licked my meow.
Yeah.
And it was uncomfortable because I do view him as a son, and yeah, that was not into it.
It's both emotionally uncomfortable and physically because his tongue is like sandpaper.
It was awful. Anyway, we're letting him roam free. We're embracing that this dog is just chaos right now.
Yeah, we're producerless
and these
this
dogs.
episode. So if this camera is unfocused, it's because we don't have someone manning it. But it's been kind of unfocused the last couple times. So
Yeah.
we're working on it. We're just doing everything we can.
We got new chairs.
We got brand new chairs.
Aren't they gorgeous?
Yes.
So exciting.
Sexy, 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 sexy.
Today, the latest funniest thing last night you told me about Ben Shapiro was going off on our queen, Miley Cyrus.
Yes, we both like Miley Cyrus.
She's amazing.
What do you love about Miley Cyrus?
She just is so stylish and fashionable, and I like her raspy voice.
Yeah.
And I like that she grew up famous and with famous parents and is, I don't know, it's just such a weird lifestyle to lead. So it just creates such a character. She has very like main character energy that I would love to embrace and aim for. Hi, cutie, you're so sweet.
Main character energy. Can you define main character energy?
When you are just owning whatever you're doing, confidence, of course. Like when there's like this clip of her top falling off and like in a concert and she just is totally unbothered and she's just like holding it and then she like tosses it to the audience and I'm just like, there's that rock star energy. Feels kind of similar to Rihanna or something too. And she is very smart and poetic. Like in her interviews, I find that like I wish she would do more interviews, honestly. Miley, if you want to come on Humpdays.
Yeah, we'd love to have you. That would be a great guest to have. We would love that. Yeah, no, I think she's cool too. She has great covers. I think because of her background, she knows music very well. Like she's not part of the machine that is going to tell her what to do and how to act. Where it's just like, it's like paint by numbers. Okay, like you have to be here at this time and here at that time, and this is what you're gonna write. And here's like 1,000 songwriters. It's like, well, I'm friends with Dolly Parton. Like, I'm just gonna like write something and just run it by her. Like, it's just like that's the coolest thing ever. It's just like I'm just gonna.
I think like, she kind of was like built for fame and knew what like when you have a kind of family that's stable. I don't know if they're like all super stable, but they're like prepared for. They understand what she's going to experience and can kind of prepare her for that.
Yeah.
Dolly Parton is her godmother, by the way.
Oh, that's really
which
cool.
is so badass. I'm just very fascinated by people who were born into wealth and are born into like this fame kind of slingshot. Like she got kind of a leg up, but they're able to still, like she's able to be so unique and has been so relatable in her struggle as well. For something like just, I feel like there's been a lot of talk about nepotism babies lately. That's been like the topic of a lot of podcasts and stuff. And people have been in TikToks and people have been kind of criticizing nepotism babies. But I would honestly argue that any role, like no matter what, like even something like modeling where it's just looking good and everything, I do think like people criticize Kendall Jenner all the time, but I do think that yes, it's a leg up. Yes, maybe somebody off, a random corner of a suburb would be a better fit or could do it just as well. But I think that definitely those players like Miley Cyrus, where they are doing something so different and innovative, and like you can tell they get so much joy from it, and they're not just doing it like that's not easy to do. I think that's still very valuable and worth and like commendable.
And as a parent, like if you're gonna have kids, you want to give them a leg up. So it's just like, okay, you want to be an actor, I'm an actor, I'm gonna help you out. Yeah. I mean, and with Billy Ray Cyrus, it's just like, oh, you want to be a musician? Well, I can make sure you don't get stuck in any of these traps that women get into, because it's a very dangerous minefield.
Yeah, like I think she's been able to have ownership over her music and experiment
and her mistakes.
Make huge, mistakes, I guess, but I wouldn't even call them mistakes, but like push the boundaries. Like many people who have a more strict label or kind of a worry of, oh my God, am I going to lose this kind of spot that I've earned? If she just kind of has that doesn't give a F attitude.
Yeah.
And that's partially because she knows like she owns herself and she has all these like great things that have protected her. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I think it's not really, it's not.
I mean, she's still crazy though.
Yeah. Oh, of course. I mean,
she's still in Hollywood. She's still fucked up from being in there, but it's just not in the sense where she's like, she's not clueless and unaware. Like
crazy in the best way.
Yeah, crazy in the best way. Like it's just like if you're gonna be in the Hollywood eye, like she is crazy in the best way, where she's like she's self-aware.
Yeah.
She knows her like what she's good at, what she's not good at. She knows what she has to work on as a person. She's not oblivious. Mm-hmm. She isn't like Mariah Carey, who thinks she's just like God's gift to this green earth, or like a total diva.
Yeah.
Which is what happens when you become that famous. You just become surrounding yourself so many yes people. It's like obviously it's going to get to your head where you can do no wrong. Mm-hmm. But I think it's because she's always been around people that are more famous than her. Mm-hmm. Maybe that's why she hasn't had that huge of an ego.
I feel like it is funny how I just don't feel like she has that big of an ego, even though she could.
Yeah.
And she's so strong feeling. But anyways, enough like masturbating over Miley Cyrus, my girl crush.
That's I'm the one that really masturbates over her. No, I'm just joking.
Oh God.
Oh God. Guilty.
But Ben Shapiro.
Yeah, Ben Shapiro
went off on her because her new song "Flowers" about, and it's just so funny. I don't know. It just made me laugh. Last night you brought this up, and I was like, we gotta.
Yeah. Well, Ben Shapiro is like a great. Like he's great at debating, like so he's good at like forming a thesis, and he's probably one of the best at it. So it's like, by no means shitting on Ben Shapiro, but it's kind of funny like his angle that he took on this, where it's just
he's a master debater.
He's a master debater, but not over Miley Cyrus.
But he's of course he's a very smart guy. It's just like almost too smart for his own good in this situation.
Yeah, like
it's
really
like you
overanalyze it, where it's just the top, like, because Miley Cyrus, the reason why I bring it up, because the top song in the United States right now is Flowers by Miley Cyrus. Mm-hmm. And this is
a banger.
It's a good one. It's good.
Yeah.
So he's all like, the top song in the country right now is Flowers by Miley Cyrus. The entire premise of the song is that loneliness is good, and the only person you ever need is yourself. And if your relationship is falling apart, that's good too. It's like, is it?
I think it's more like, don't kill yourself if you're not in a relationship. Like, it's more like that. It's not like, oh, it's great to not be in a relationship. It's more like, hey, there are positives you should embrace rather than wallowing in self-pity. You know? Like, that's the message of the song.
He goes, breakup songs are a staple of the music industry. Where it's just like, okay, I understand the music industry, the breakup songs. However, they used to be about how the relationship wasn't working out anymore, instead of broad statements about how the best person for you is you.
Why would that bother him?
Yeah, it's just like, that's kind of a good thing sometimes, I think.
I bet he thinks he's great. I bet he thinks very highly of himself, and the best part of everything is him.
Well, he is short, so he probably does have a little bit of Napoleon complex to him.
Maybe. But also, Ben, I would love to have you on this show.
Yeah, I would too.
We are fans in a different way. Like, you are a great debater, but this one just made us laugh. It was just a little bit of a reach, I think. But anyway.
Well, he's like, they have the number one show in the country as well. So it's just like the number one show talking about the number one album.
The whole network being built, like, online. Very impressive.
From scratch, just.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So. The best person for you is you. Okay. Apparently, you can hold your own hand, write your own name in the sand, and talk to yourself like a crazy person, according to Miley Cyrus.
He thinks she's literally walking around like this.
Yeah.
It's a metaphor, Ben. It's about being able to rely on yourself and be able to support yourself through hardships. You should be self-sufficient. I would think that he would want that. Like, people should be more self-sufficient.
Yeah. I think, because I think they would get along though. That's the thing. Like, I think those two would have a blast.
I know.
Her song raises the question, why have a relationship in the first place? Relationships require you to exist outside yourself and not be self-absorbed and self-possessed.
Not the takeaway I got.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just like, how many times you listen?
I can buy myself flowers.
It's like he really listened to this. He's like, oh, just like 3 or 4. Like he's writing a review on this song.
You can buy yourself anything.
Yeah.
You can buy groceries. Yeah.
Okay. We also tend to believe that love in a relationship is some internal feeling existing inside one person. That is not the way it works. Love is built in the negotiated space between two people.
You can have self-love.
You can, yeah.
If you were like literally the mornings where I wake up and go like, my perception is like, you're a failure.
Yeah.
You're fat, whatever comes into my head. Those are the days that just end up being rougher, and you're not going to stand up for what you deserve. You're not going to, stand in your power. You're going to have imposter syndrome, blah, blah, blah.
That's true. Because like 99% of people's days, like they wake up saying, I fucking hate myself. Where it's just like, so it's like, there's not many people that are doing this where it's just like, it's, yeah. So she's just saying,
I do understand that narcissism is an issue.
Yeah.
Like you don't want to go so far into being like absolutely delusional, but actually to a certain point, you got to be a bit delusional.
Yeah.
To like reach big goals. I don't know. That was funny.
Yeah, there's more to it. There's you might think I'm making more of the song than most people when they listen to it.
I am. I do think that, Ben.
Yeah, you are. Like more than all of her fans. like I don't know. Like I think her fans just went to Whole Foods and bought themselves flowers. They're like, oh yeah, that's a good idea. I'm gonna go get some flowers and I'm gonna have a bath. Not that
and I'm gonna let Oh my God. So the fans are absolutely looking into it hyper deep because there were like all of these little references to him cheating on her with Jennifer Lawrence. So she wore like the dress Jennifer Lawrence wore to an event. She did the workout, like she looked really sexy doing this workout. She did a workout, but it was from Liam's workout classes. And she also was like, there's all these other little hidden gems, and that was like flooding TikTok, and everyone was going about it. And so they're hyper analyzing, and I still think
about drama.
Mm-hmm. And I still think Ben overanalyzed.
So Ben analyzed this whole. Wait, does it? Like, I want to keep reading this just to make sure. So you might think I'm making more of the song than most people when they listen to it. However, the preemptive strike in Flowers is you are better off alone, and if there is going to be somebody else, they have to accept everything about you without question.
That is not what it says at all.
No, and like she's admitted, like she's on Rogan's podcast, and like she's talked for like 3.5 hours, and it's just like she's admitted her faults like up and down again. It's I've tried this type of therapy, this type of therapy. She's very self-aware of her flaws, and she knows what pushes people away.
When she says I can love me better than you can, it means that individual.
Yeah,
she's not saying anyone who comes by.
Well, that's the thing with her. That's what I'm. Okay.
I think. So do you think Ben is in an unhappy marriage?
I think he loves it.
Do you
she
think
might feel a little high strung.
Why this rant is so upsetting? He's like, you have to negotiate. You have to make it work, even if it sucks.
I think they were in their minivan because they have like 5 kids. So there's like 5 kids in the back, and like they're all screaming and stuff. And then she looked over at him and was just like, Ben, just once, buy me flowers. He's like, Miley. And then he's like,
the song came on the radio.
Well, and he's also like, do you have any idea how much flowers cost? Do you know how big of a waste that is? Do you know the markup on flowers?
Flowers are not about love. Love is about compromise.
Love is about compromise.
Nothing sexier. But yeah.
Okay, so, and then he said, so we now have an entire society of lonely, isolated people. 60% of men say that they are no longer in a relationship. Some 40% of women say they are not in a relationship. People are not getting married. People are not having kids. People are not building families. And the question is, do they seem really happy to you? Miley Cyrus does not look like a particularly happy person. Her life story does not seem to be a happy one. Yet our culture betters continue. Oh, sorry. Yet our cultural betters continue to push self-absorption and loneliness upon all of us.
It's Miley's fault that people are single and unhappy.
I think you just saw it in the last of that little thing right there where he said, people aren't getting married. Men aren't getting married. Everyone's on it. Like, that was the whole point. Like, he listened to it with that thing going in. Like, he heard one line and didn't know that it's about this guy cheating on her. Like, it's like this song is literally about Liam Hemsworth cheating on her.
Yeah.
And her saying, you know what? Don't
After
come
they
with,
got married.
you know, you're trying to make it up. You're trying to buy me flowers. I don't need that. You think you can get me back with flowers? I can get my own goddamn flowers.
I'm a boss bitch.
I'm a boss bitch.
100%. That's what it's about.
It's
so simple.
And
it's just so funny.
Like you said, all the 13-year-old girls got it the first listen.
Like, again, Ben, like, honestly, really admire a lot of what you've built, and you have really, you know, a very skilled, you're very skilled as a person. Yeah. But this one just was hilariously over the top. It was this one was reaching.
This was a reach. And yeah. Because I like Ben Shapiro a lot. I loved his review of the Lord of the Rings show because he hated it. And I hated it too. It was just like, this is not what I read.
It's more entertaining when he's angry. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Let's be real. So he has to, we enjoyed this. It was very entertaining. It was a great post. In terms of entertainment, A+.
It's because we liked them both and we had to pick a side. So we picked Miley's side on this.
Well, this one's a clear Miley one.
Yeah, this is a Miley one.
That was a great song.
Yeah.
I think it's important. I think you need songs like that, especially for women. I mean, there is a balance, of course. There's like the whole manosphere stuff of like women are too picky and they're princesses and everything and all of that. But I mean, it's genuinely important for women to understand that they need to be their own person first before going into a relationship. I think both sides need that.
Yeah. So it's just like, don't. Yeah, that is true because you're totally right. Because it's like, yeah, I can buy my own flowers. Like, it's just, you shouldn't be impressed by that. You should be impressed by like the actual gestures coming from that person. It's like, because flowers, someone could easily just buy you flowers and easy them. It's like, oh, he took me out to a nice fancy dinner. It's just like, what if that guy does that every night without you? What if it's that easy? But if it's like someone that took you out to a nice fancy dinner and it was really hard for them to do that, like they had to save for it.
Yeah.
It's like then that's kind of like the point, I think. But anyway, I think it's more or less that guy cheated on her with, what's her name? Jennifer Aniston. Yeah, well, good. Oh, that would hurt.
That would be really bad.
Rachel from Friends.
Rachel from Friends. No. Not Jennifer Aniston.
Oh, no, Liam was just like, we're on a break.
Jennifer Lawrence.
Jennifer Lawrence.
The beauty queen, the Hunger Games winner.
No, she got hungry, all right.
You know who?
But he's a Hemsworth. It's just like, what are you going to do? Like, they're beautiful people in Hollywood. It's just like,
it's got to be
you're only hot and young for so long. Might as well just get your dick wet.
They did get married. Sure. They did get married very young. Like, they're both pretty young. They're still in their primes. And Miley looked so good in that video, so I feel like she got her revenge. We're on a weight loss journey.
Yeah, right? I'm on a weight loss journey.
That really made me want to work out. We've been working out like every day.
Yeah, I finally ran my half marathon. That was so hard to do. I mean, and the only photos they took of me was in my worst, like it was like in my worst moment where it looked like I was just like, I'll put it up, but it's just like my worst moment. It was like that. Ding, 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 ding. Yeah, it was like that Peanut song where it's just like.
It's like Arrested Development.
Well, because I had to pay for these photos ahead of the race. So it's like, that's why they sent them to me.
I didn't know you paid for them.
I paid for them. I had to pay for these photos and I look terrible.
That's funny.
And these are the only ones because there's like 20,000 people running. So it's hard for them to get photos of everyone.
Oh my God, it must
be. So they only get the most terrible photos of me. I just look like...
it's the memory.
Yeah, well, it's like I did training, but it looks like I did zero training. Like I did a whole speech I did about how you gotta train for this.
In another episode.
But Austin is not a flat city. Just so you know, there's a lot of rolling hills. I thought it'd be easy, but goddamn, that was tough.
But you've been looking great.
Oh, thank you.
And we've been. I've lost 4 pounds.
Congratulations. Yeah.
That's hard to do in Texas.
And not in the boobs. Thank God.
I I don't know.
Oh no!
Texas has been difficult to be dieting in because the food here is phenomenal and it's filled with butter and it's delicious.
Well, what, like, how do you think the celebrities stay so thin?
Well, it's Ozempic.
What?
Ozempic.
Ozempic.
Ozempic?
What's Ozempic?
That new diabetes medication that all of the celebrities. Oh my god, I've been slipping into your morning drinks.
Is that why
your coffee. That's why you've been looking so hot, guys.
Well, I got so fat I needed diabetes medication, so I was just like.
No, I haven't been doing it, but I would do that over the worm plan. So the tapeworm plan.
Yeah, that was my backup plan. So for our wedding, if we couldn't lose any weight, I was just gonna get us tapeworms.
That's
a month before.
A month before. We're just like on a cleanse.
Fit in that dress.
We're trying to actually do it in a really sustainable, healthy way. It's been nice. We're still enjoying foods and everything. Yeah. We're just being mindful.
Well, so what? Like, so how does this?
Counting calories.
How does this pill work?
Ozempic. So it's actually an injection.
It's an injection.
Yeah, so it's
like
pretty
insulin.
Intense. Yeah.
What's it? So it's similar to insulin.
I think I'm not a scientist.
Okay.
I went to art school, but it is.
Yeah, there's Bill Gates, and he's pushing that shit.
So it's a drug. I feel that it keeps you kind of your blood sugar levels high and normal, and balances them so you feel really good without needing food.
Yeah.
So you still like. I think it does reduce cravings in a way, but like Kim's on it. Like all these celebrities that have dropped a ton of weight really fast recently have been. Like
so they're just taking.
Every day, I think you have to take it. It's pretty intense. I wouldn't want to touch it. I just don't care.
The only way I could see Kim doing it if it's like really expensive. Yeah, it's just like this is a really expensive.
No, it is. It starts at like $1,000 a month.
Really expensive diabetes medication.
It's like $1,000 a month if you're not covered.
Do you want to lose 10 pounds?
Everyone's probably trying to get it covered, like just going and just like I feel faint.
Oh my god, my left foot. I think I'm gonna lose it.
You can't really. I don't know if you can fake. Diabetes, like could you just eat a shit ton of sugar?
Well, because I think they can tell it in your urine, so you just get a fat person to pee for you in a cup.
Yeah. Swap it out. People are probably doing that to get it covered.
Fat people are gonna make a lot of money peeing in a cup for these celebrities.
New business opportunity. Don't miss out on this. If you're struggling with diabetes, some skinny hot bitches, some influencers are gonna be coming your way.
They'll be sliding into your DMs, fatty.
But I think you have to inject yourself every day. It's crazy.
Well, that's what people with diabetes have to do.
Well, I guess,
with insulin.
No, they have to, but I just mean like it's a big commitment for something. And then I think the second you're off of it, you like die.
Jesus.
I think you just die. You simply pass away. No, I don't know if you die, but I definitely think there are there have to be a lot of complications if you're not actually diabetic.
Well, yeah, it's a new drug. Like it's a drug.
I don't know if it's new.
What is it called?
Ozempic? I don't know. Maybe it is new.
Let's see.
But I think part of it's just like it's a new trend that people have figured out. If you're not diabetic, it makes you hot overnight.
Ozempic side effects.
There's probably
okay. So yeah, this is how you know it was made by the pharmaceutical company. So
we're gonna get demonetized. Beep it.
Okay.
Beep the name. Starts with a P, but it doesn't sound like a P.
Yeah. This is what. Okay, so these are the side effects: nausea, diarrhea, vomiting, constipation, and stomach pain are most common. Some people have reported more serious, albeit rare, side effects like pancreatitis and kidney failure.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's new. Like that's new. That hasn't been around for a while.
If you're a Kardashian though, like let's be real, you can get a kidney.
Like, yeah, it's
worth risking.
They have a lab. Well, I think that's how they get. I think they have such good doctors that like when they want to fit in something really tight, like they just like remove some organs just for an event and then put them back in.
Like backup kidney after backup kidney after backup kidney rating, like people just already listed, waiting to help them out in their quest to be hot forever.
Like just they have like a chamber with like a secret layer with like a bookcase where like they pull it down and it's like you go into like this bat cave and it's just like. On this side, it's like different types of fat from different types of ethnicities. Where it's like this is a Brazilian butt, this is like a black ghetto butt. This is like it's like the fat from all these.
Oh my god! They just swap them out.
And then like kidneys for all the medication they're taking.
backups.
Boobs.
Boob backups. True.
Boob backups.
To be a Kardashian.
Be a
How
Kardashian.
hot we could be.
Yeah, well, they're the new models. Like, there's nothing, like, ever since Victoria's Secret went down, it's just like, that's the line of beauty. Like, it used to be the Victoria's Secret models, but it's not that anymore.
No.
Not that there's anything wrong with that, but like the whole company's torpedoing.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
well, now they're kind of going to like super thin, rail thin kind of trending. So, I mean, they still have a butt considering, but what they had from what they had before, it's like same with
well, there's no more like Giselle Bundchen or
they might be making a comeback.
Maybe making a comeback
at some point. I feel like we're cycling through again. I think we're in the 90s again.
We're in the 90s again.
Types. I think we're in the 90s.
No, 90s was all boobs. 90s was boobs.
I thought 90s was like starve yourself thin
with boobs.
No.
Yeah, because Baywatch was 90s.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, Baywatch is 90s? Okay,
yeah.
Well, I don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm thinking of like Lindsay Lohan times and like.
Oh, that's
Paris
like 2000s.
Okay, so I think we're in 2000s.
Back to the 2000s.
Yeah, and then we're gonna be. People refer to us as being born in like the 1900s. It's a problem.
That is a problem. Yeah, with Victoria's Secret though, they're just grasping at straws now. Like I mean, I guess it's a good thing they got like a mentally handicapped person to be a model now. Like we were talking about this earlier, how they got a mentally handicapped person that's a model now. And like, you know, good for her. Very happy for her. But I do feel bad for the models because for so many years, all these supermodels were like, modeling's hard. It's like not anyone can do it.
And then now.
Modeling's hard. We're not dumb. It's
and
like,
then they're like, whoa.
Well, this mentally challenged person can do it. It's just like, ugh.
Not really
is
working
it hard? Like, what is your IQ?
Not really working in their favor.
Yeah, it's
but also congrats to
but
that model.
congrats to her.
It's pretty cool.
You
But
just
it's
made a
also
lot of good-looking girls feel terrible about themselves.
but all the good-looking women are out of a job.
Yeah.
No, they're
And taking
back.
IQ tests right now. They're like, what is my IQ?
I feel like we're cycling back to we're on the way back to cycling from like 2000s, 2010s, like rail thin. We're gonna be back into like big boob, big butt, and then it'll like keep cycling, but it'll cycle faster and faster.
Yeah.
Or we'll finally figure out that everyone's just different sizes, and there's like a variety of like, I don't know, but I think that with the direction we're going, the more body modifications, the better in terms of profits. So if women have self-esteem, they can't be sold to.
That's true. As long as women don't have self-esteem.
Like I saw a razor ad for, I can't remember, Venus.
Yeah.
I'm your Venus. I'm your fire, your desire. That one. And it was like, it started with like, hairy legs are great. I love my hairy legs or something. Like whenever I choose to shave them, I'll shave them. And I'm like, sure.
That gives me the heebie-jeebies. Like when I see a girl, like
Why?
just.
Oh,
like,
well, you have a
prickly.
particular hair
No.
thing.
It's not like prickly or whatever. I mean like matching mine, where it's just like, oh, this has been a year in advance.
No,
like, this
I
is
understand your particular taste, but in terms of the, this has been a year of commitment. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, does take less time than you think. Alfie.
I know what I've seen somewhere. I was like, oh wow, that's been years since you've shaved.
Yes, but I mean, it's just funny to advertise. Like, it's got to be really hard to advertise razors with this kind of like. You can never shave, but you can't. It's like, it's almost like, have they heard that if you just attack their self-esteem, they'll probably sell more razors? It's almost like that's going to be innovative again soon. We're probably going to see a whole bunch of that like body shaming, like in bullying style messaging coming back. Just because they're going to be like, oh shit, we're not selling razors. They're too happy with their natural state.
It seems like the body positive movement is hitting the wrong people. It's just like, is there some people that was just like, yo, you need to be taking this diabetes medication. Like they're like, you need to slim down.
Some of them do have diabetes.
Yeah, they do, and they're not taking their medication.
I do think it's important.
But there's that.
Yeah.
There's that, like, you know, like probably 75% of women who don't need to be stressing so much about their looks that are, where it's just like, if you just had like this one iota of confidence that some of these body positive movement girls do, it's just like,
true,
you would be fine.
Yeah.
Because ladies, you're beautiful just the way you are. Think you're amazing, just the way you are.
When
All right.
you smile. That song should have been criticized by Ben. Because it's just like over the top.
Just in fact, there are some women that just aren't beautiful. Okay.
When they smile, the whole world stops. The world hasn't been stopping. It's
the world
always
can't stop.
Technically, it's always turning. Technically, yeah. Well, I'm excited to see what song Ben Shapiro gets upset by next.
I do want to know
it
what
is
he
funny
listens
to get enraged and write 10 paragraphs about.
Oh my
a
god!
song.
Like him going off over WAP was hilarious.
Walk.
WAP.
Oh, WAP.
Wet ass
yeah.
pussy.
That's right. That's right. That was like a whole thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if we have time to get into that.
No, we won't
this
get into
time.
that one.
It was so fun
good.
for y'all to join us.
Thank you.
Thank you for being a friend. And subscribe.
Thank you for being a friend.
And you can hang out with us on Wednesdays.
All right. Peace, humpers. Hump out.
That should be our new thing. New thing.